Hey everyone, my name is Nolan. Welcome back to another All the Mods 10 episode. Let me throw on my shaders really quick while I do my intro. In today's episode, we are going to continue on doing some progress in the mods that we've already started, such as applied energestics. We can make some upgrades for that mod using Entro. So we are kind of in like the early stages of applied energestics. The next stage is Entro, which we can make all this stuff. And this allows us to upgrade like the storage capacity, the efficiency, and it allows us to make some new machines for crafting. So that'll be on the books for today. And then also we are going to start the bee mod. Productive bees. And we're going to start making our progress to here so we can start automating some resources this way that we can't automate through our Inferium farm, such as prosperity. We need our prosperity bee in order to do that. So we're going to make some really cool bee stuff in this episode. But to start, I wanted to make all the Entro stuff. And that is basically just Entro seeds. Now, as you can see, Entro seeds require Insanium and Entro blocks times 1, which means I need 9 Entro blocks to make 1, which means I need 4 Entro crystals. Now, making the Entro crystals is pretty straightforward. What you need are Fluix blocks, which are just 4 Fluix crystals, which as you can see, I have plenty of those. And then you right click those Fluix blocks with an Entro seed, which are pretty easy to make. These are the ingredients you need. Ender dust is probably the hardest to get. However, you just basically crush ender pearls. And since I think in the last episode I made the ender seeds, we have plenty of ender pearls in our storage. And then here's like the crushing factory right there. I also made specifically these cables niotic off camera. That way I could start making some of those power seeds because they are kind of slow to infuse with this reactor. So I increased the energy output using these niotic cables. And basically you can make adapters for cables by using energy cells. So basically the blue goes into a cell and then that goes out a different cable. You can't connect cables of different tiers directly. You have to use these adapters. So that's what I did. But yeah, let me show you how this works. As you can see here, I have a Certus course block, which basically means I used up all the Entro that I could have gotten out of that. So what you do is you place down the Fluix block, you right click it with the seed, and it turns into a budding block. Now, I've shown this before in previous episodes, but in case you don't know, there's a growth accelerator powered by our reactor placed above this block, which makes this grow faster. And these annihilation planes, which are part of applied energestics, will automatically harvest when it reaches the tier that drops what is in the storage. So using the storage bus, it's able to detect that there's crystals in there. So we'll only break when they get big enough. And also there's fortune on them to increase our output. And we can get anywhere from like 20 to 50 crystals from one seed. So as you can see, as this gets used up, it starts to decay. So there's a very limited amount we can get out of that, which is kind of unfortunate because we need about 17 to 1800 crystals. So this will take a while, but it's not difficult to do, and it's not that resource intensive either. So yeah, literally before I make anything, I wanted to get 48 times 1 Entro blocks. That way I can make 12 Entro seeds, and we can get them automatically. That way I don't have to keep sitting here and sit here and do this all the dang time. Also, off camera, I did implement my windmills. I just made a giant tower that goes up into the sky, and then that powers my farms, except I don't think it actually powers my farms. I was looking at my reactor, and it still goes down instead of up. However, what you will notice is it does occasionally go up. But we are still net negative, which is okay. We have plenty of resources, and it's not that negative either. It still is going to take forever for me to get through these resources. But yeah, literally until I automate the Entro stuff, I'm just going to be sitting here doing this. So I'll cut back when I have 1700 crystals, and then I'll make the seeds, and then we'll start the bee mod. I've already started a little bit. I haven't completed or claimed any of the quests, but I've like got the crafting recipes down in order to start crafting this. Oh, and also down here, I made a little small room where we'll be using some of the mod stuff. So we'll be crushing little bees in here, and we'll be like making some genes and stuff in there. So this will be a little bee room. But yeah, all the important stuff I will be doing on camera, like breeding bees, creating bees, all that will be done on camera, so you didn't really miss anything. All right, guys, I'm back with all the Entro blocks and Insanium needed to make the seeds, and I did end up using almost a stack of Fluix blocks and seeds. I don't know, whatever 64 minus 13 is, that's how many I used. And I also did add a growth accelerator over here just to make it a little bit faster. And I also did it a little bit manually by going to the growth accelerators over at my Inferium farm, just to make it a little bit faster. Now, usually with these Insanium upgrades, you need a special block placed under the farmland in order for these to grow. However, I think with this specific tier 6 seed, which is Insanium, I don't think we actually need a block. I think we could just place these down and it'll grow. Okay, cool. They don't need any special block in order to grow. That's awesome. This is good news. And now that that's done, we can finally be bees. Except I am going to add some of these Supremium growth accelerators underneath. That way they just grow even faster. Yo, Boon of the Earth 4. I don't think that's even possible through an enchanting table. I'm going to buy that from the Wandering Trader. Any of these impossible to get enchantments, I got to buy them. All right, let's start this Productive Bees mod. So there we go. So I already captured some bees using a bee cage, and this thing allows me, basically, if you release a bee with a regular bee cage, it breaks. So if you get a sturdy bee cage, you can constantly capture and release. But you only get one. Next up, we have to make a beehive. Very easy. In fact, I already have one, so I just need to claim that and get the quest. And then I already made the crafting recipe for an advanced beehive. You can see you just need shears and a crafting table and a regular beehive in order to make it. So I'll craft that really quick. And then I need to make an expansion box just so it holds more bees. But I also made a recipe for that. I'll put the beehive there and then the expansion thing on top. All of the drops are going to go into a global system, so I need to extract them. There, now I can put this down. And then these are just regular bees, but I should just be able to release them, and then they'll get me some honey and honeycomb, so that way I can make some more floors, or at least get more bees. I am going to make more floors right now by hopping into a time lapse, and we'll just crank it out really quick. It'll be pretty cool. Well, I'm happy to say I'm getting a ton of Entro crystals from this farm. We're already up to 1,000. Oh, wow. Cool. A rainbow. Now, I want to start making some progress in this mod. There are a ton of bees we can get. As you can see, all of these are bees. We're not going to be getting all of these in this episode, in case you couldn't figure that out. But I am going to make a quick few upgrades here. So I need to make an upgrade base, and we'll claim that quest. And then I want to make the simulator, which basically means the bees don't need to leave the nest in order to produce stuff, which means I need to make an anti-teleportation thing, which I did. And then I can make the simulation upgrade. And I basically just made the crafting recipes for these. And then I also want to make a speed upgrade. So yeah, now I can throw those in there, and basically the bees don't need to leave. They'll just stay in here and they'll automatically produce resources, just so there's no risk of them dying at all. It is kind of cool to have them fly around and stuff. Actually, you know what? Okay, I'll put the simulation upgrade on later because it is kind of cool to have them fly around. Okay, to make a Prospera bee, we need to feed a crystalline bee the prosperity block, which means we need a crystalline, or I guess a nether quartz nest, which is really easy to make. We just need a netherrack thing and then an iron sword, and we spawn it in the nether. Why is there sheep in... Was this the sheep that was in that time lapse in the last episode? That'd be really funny if it was. Okay, so I gotta make an iron sword, and then I combine the iron sword with a nether quartz ore, and I get the nest. And then I use nether quartz, and I right click it. Yes, and then I can speed up that time by just giving it more nether quartz. And since I have nether quartz generated at my Inferium farm, I can use as much of this freaking quartz as I want. And now we get crystalline bee. Heck yeah. Now what's interesting about this mod is these bees actually have stats, as you can see. So like the productivity is pretty low and everything, but we can like breed bees and get their genes and make like really efficient bees. It's pretty awesome. So I actually really like don't want this one, because he has normal productivity. I want to get something with high productivity. Actually, we don't need to let him go to waste. We can still use him. So what I can do is this, and then this. That didn't work. Oh, it needs bottles. I'm dumb. It needs bottles. All right. There we go. Okay, now do I put the squashed bee material in here? I think I do. And I can actually get some speed upgrades here. Okay, all the genes actually got auto-deposited into this. So I think I actually don't want this to be automatic. I think I want it to be... I have to manually throw the genes in there. So yeah, over time, as I build up genes, they'll automatically combine. And then I can put those on a treat and feed it to another bee. All right, let me get a good crystalline bee here that I can feed. Hey, high productivity. Second try. I was gonna say first try, but that was technically second try. So now I get a prosperity block, and then I think I just do that. Yes, prosperity. Now, here's the thing about these bees. These bees, obviously, it feeds on a prosperity block. So you can basically search up the bee you want and then press U. Oh, sorry, I have to actually click the bee. Then press U, and then it tells you what it wants. So it wants a prosperity block. Now what you can do is make a feeding slab and then place the blocks on that. That way you don't actually have to place the blocks down in your area. You could just place them on the slab and then multiple bees can go to that block. There, that's what it looks like. Now when it turns day, this dude should go fly over to that and flower. Whatever that means. Okay, these guys are all getting regular flowers. Are you gonna pop? Oh no. That's not supposed to happen. Oh wait, no, he's not inside the tube. All right, okay, we're good. So basically these things will drop prosperity honeycombs. In fact, it should be right here. Yeah, prosperity bee honeycomb instead of regular honeycombs. And those can be put in a centrifuge to get prosperity shards. So that is how we will get automatic prosperity. Now I'm actually gonna set up a few more of these thingies, these beehives, probably 2 more on. I'll probably do 3 on each floor just for looks, and that will all be for prosperity bees. Once I get all those filled up with prosperity bees, we'll come back and we'll make some more bees. All right, folk, we are back, and I am kind of crunched for time here. I got about 30 minutes to record, so I got to use it wisely, and I got to use it by turning on my shaders. Now, I did get the prosperity bees that I need, and once my shaders kick in here, I can show you. They're generating prosperity, not a lot. I mean, I got 240 shards, so not bad. And so, yeah, we can continue on making bees. In fact, I actually did a little bit of decorating here, just so I kind of know which bees I need to make next. But, like I said, I also wanted to go through, like, the Entro upgrades in this episode. And I have a lot of Entro bars, and also Entro dust and Entro crystals. And so I don't know what would be better. I think it'd be better to like do the bee stuff off camera, and I don't mean like entirely. I just mean for now, for the next 30 minutes ish, I want to see how far I can get into making the Entro upgrades. The main thing I want to make is a crystal assembler and a circuit slicer, because that will just speed up the process of making these processors really fast. So crystal assembler, I'm pretty sure I can actually make this right now. Okay, machine frame. I need a crafting terminal. I need a skystone tank. I need 2 fluics of those things, whatever they are, and 2 logic processors. There we go. And can I just hook? Oh, I need to power it. Okay. Okay, I think I can apply a stock export in order to keep water stocked. Okay, that is working. Okay, we'll come back to the crystal assembler. The next thing I want to make is the circuit slicer. I need to make a concurrent press, which I need the crystal assembler for. Okay. Okay, what I can do for now is disconnect these inscribers. Then I also need to make the, I think it's the concurrent circuit or concurrent press. And I need a stone cutter. Okay, so 8 there, that, and then it's this, and that. Okay, cool, it works. Okay, I just put a storage bus on this. I have no idea if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try something. Why? Okay, all right. If I put a diamond block in here. Okay, I think maybe this is what I need to do. Oh wait, I think I need to set up some kind of interface like I did down here. Folks, I figured it out, and since I figured it out by myself, I feel like I should be able to explain it for you guys, so if you guys want to make this for yourself, you can. So basically, the circuit slicer will allow you to craft, instead of having multiple inscribers, 1 for each processor, you can craft all the circuits in this circuit slicer at one time. So here is how it works. So the pattern provider, which has the recipes in here, has to be connected to your storage system. However, the circuit slicer system can't. The circuit slicer system has to connect to the pattern provider, because the pattern provider pulls all the ingredients out of your storage and pushes them into the system, and then pulls the crafted materials back out and pushes them back into your storage system. So that's why this quartz fiber is here. It's to separate this system from your actual storage system. So you set up the pattern provider, put an ME interface here, and I actually don't know if you need that interface or not, but I have it there. Then you're going to have these smart cables come out the back, and then the storage bus here with the materials in order to craft the circuits. And so right now I was just testing with concurrent circuits, so I used an Entro block, and then that storage bus will basically allow that material to be pushed into the circuit slicer when it's requested. So the pattern provider will take the materials needed to make this, which is an Entro block, into that system. And since this storage bus is here, it will just automatically pull that and craft it into here. Now here in the export bus, you're actually exporting out of this system, not your storage system. So you want to make sure that you have the results in here, so it exports it, pushes it into here, and then your pattern provider pushes it back into your system. I feel so genius for figuring this out because I didn't look up. I mean, I had the initial tutorial, but I had no idea how it works until now. So now we should be able to make all the recipes for all of our circuits. That being said, I will set up all those circuit recipes and all those recipes off camera. We'll come back to the intro another day. We'll go back to the bees because I want to do that, and I spent a lot of time working on this, and I just don't think it's worth it at the moment. I want to do bees. I want to make some freaking bees. So we got our Prospera bees here. That's all done. Now the bees I want to automate are still a little bit out of range for me. I want to automate Awaken Supremium using bees, but we'll probably come back to that another time. In fact, we'll probably start the next episode with that because I just need to make some seeds and then use those seeds to get materials. Also, I want to make a Stellarite bee at some point, but again, that's a little bit down the line because we need all the modium. So for now, we can work on getting an ancient bee. How about that? And I also wanted to automate these mushrooms because I need them for like recipes and stuff. All right, let's start this on all the modium progression here. The first bee I want to make is a glowing bee, and I think I have the glowstone nest here. So I just need to go to the nether and get a glowing bee. And this bee doesn't need to be anything fancy because I'm only going to use it for breeding, and I don't need glowstone. I got 50,000 glowstone. How is my storage doing, by the way? All right, it's filling up, that's for sure. So yeah, now I can just use the glowstone on this. There is what the glowing bee looks like. Loki just looks like a regular bee. All right, now to get a redstone bee, I need a chocolate mining bee, which spawns from a dirt nest, which means I need honey treats. First, I'm going to release this guy. Hopefully he goes into that glowing nest. He does, okay. All right, now I think I can just do this. Hopefully it actually spawns a chocolate mine. It is the dirt nest, right? Did I just... dirt nest? Okay, hopefully, because if I remember correctly, there's actually multiple bees that can come out of this. Ashy mining bee. Pfft. I don't want that, bro. All right, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait some time because I'm out of honey treats, so we're doing a cut. Okay, guys, I got the bees I need, but before I do that, I just wanted to show you guys, I actually got my crystal assembler automated, like the processing thing. And it's actually really simple. I thought I'd have to do something complex like I did for the circuit slicer, but I'll show you how simple it is. You just have to make an extended pattern provider with the pattern, or I guess it doesn't even need to be extended. It just needs to have the pattern slots that you want to go into the crystal assembler. So all those are crystal assembler specific recipes, and then you just place it next to it. You have to make sure it can export into this as well as take an import. And then I also keep it stocked with lava because the recipes that I want to craft require lava in there. And then, of course, it has to be powered. I see a zombie. Okay, let's get my bees going. So the bees I'm going to breed only require flowers in order to breed, I guess. Okay, here is my glowing bee. And then I got 2 chocolate mining bees. So I believe I just need to breed you in... No, not place. Okay, fine. That's fine. Whatever. All right. Let's give this another go. Please make a redstone bee. Cool. Now I think I am going to need 2 of those, or is it something else to make a lapis bee? No. Oh, I need to go to the end. Wait, no. Oh, okay, wait, hang on. Because I think to make a diamond bee, I think I need an ender bee. Ah, frick me. I do not have endstone. Can I craft it with ender pearls or something or anything? No, I can't. Gosh dang it. Okay, I'll go as far in these bee trees as I can, so I'll probably only be able to get a lapis bee. However, I'm gonna need a blue branded bee, which requires an oak nest, and then I just give that oak nest some honey treats. I think I'll put the oak nest down here. It just kind of seems to make more sense to me, at least. What is my redstone bee doing back there? How did you even get back there? It looks like he's stuck. No, don't be stuck. Go into your nest. Good boy. This dude always gets stuck up here too. I have no idea why these bees get stuck. This did not happen in the server I was in, so I have no idea what's going on right now. Well, I need that sun to go down so I can keep working with my bees. So really quick, I can make a lot of these 256 storage components because now that everything is in the... Gosh, to make 20, I need... I don't even know. I think I have that storage space. 1,200 silicon, 800 circuit. Yo, what resources am I using here? Holy cow. All right, let's make this. I think that said 5,000 redstone. That's crazy. We're making 10 of these. This might take like a solid minute to make. But basically, I want to upgrade all of my drives to 256 because as you can see, some of these are full. So yeah. Also, as far as making the crafting matrix, that's going to have to wait till next episode. I need to get these things called matter balls, which take quite a lot of items to make. And so I wanted to set up my super inferium farm before I did that. That way I can just kind of pump resources automatically into crafting those. Okay. What did you spit out? Yellow carpenter bee. That is not what I need. I needed a blue branded bee. Wait. Oh, yeah. I actually just spilt water all over my shirt. Okay. It would actually be cool. I kind of want to do this ghostly bee. That way I can get some gas tiers. So I need a soul sand nest, I believe. And it's given gas tiers. So this might be a pain in the butt to get. But I'm just going to do that while I wait for my bees to grow. Because I need a blue branded bee. So it's just going to take time to get. All right, used almost all my gas tiers to get this down to 260 seconds. So let me go see if I can maybe kill some more ghasts. This ghast took forever to spawn. And I didn't even get to kill it. Hey, it looks like ghostly bees are the only ones that can spawn from these nests. What? That guy just flew away. Okay. That's kind of a cool bee, though. Come here. There we go. I'm going to hope this guy doesn't get triggered if I break this. Okay, cool. These guys should go into the beehives. Where's my redstone bee? I have no idea where my redstone bee went. Okay. Are you going to go into a hive? It looks like you want to. Oh, the redstone bee is in there. It just didn't show up the first time for some reason. Behavior nocturnal. Oh, that's cool. It's active at night. Okay, what do you need to eat? Soul sand or soul soil. Okay. Luckily, I got some of that for you. Those 256 things are also done. All right, now I have a way of getting gas tiers automatically without having to go to the nether every time. All right, the next bees I want to get are mushroom bees. I don't think you can actually get the vanilla mushroom bees any other way other than finding the warped shroom bees in the nether and then feeding mushrooms to them. So I got to find a warped biome here. Oh, I hear a bee. Hey, warped nest. Give me that bee, bruh. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Now I only need 2 because I can just feed 1 mushroom to each, but if I can get more, that would be cool. Oh, I see another bee on my mini map here. Yo, why can't I see this bee? It's like right in front of me. It's literally right in front of me. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Got it. Okay. Well, I wasn't planning on finding a crimson bee, but I just did, so I will take you. All right, I'll throw down my warp shroomberry. Ah, I missed it. Don't go into a cage. Don't go into a cage. Come here. Oh, okay. I was like, where did you go? I'm going to hope that it can eat the mushrooms on these feeding slabs. Otherwise, wait, I just placed it down. Apparently, you can place these down. All right, I'll feed you the warped one, or brown one. And you should just be able to eat that, hopefully. And then we got our warped shroomberry and then our crimson shroomberry. Let's go. Shroomberry. Okay, guys, so I waited forever to try to get a blue banded bee. And it says it spawns in wood nests, but the wood nests are specific. It needs to be acacia, dark oak, or cherry. So I got an acacia log here. I used all my remaining pollen to make honey treats so I can get that as fast as possible. But while I wait for that to spawn in so I can get my final bees for the episode, I wanted to show you guys what I'm going to be working on in the next episode. A mega farm, a mega inferium farm. Essentially, this is going to be a reactor, storage, and crafting area here. The reactor is going to power the whole thing. This segment here is going to specifically generate the resources necessary to keep this area powered and self-sustaining. Then the remaining, is it 7 sockets? 6 sockets? I guess it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The remaining 7 sockets are going to be farms that will just tower up. So each one is going to be a dedicated resource. In fact, I think this one here, or maybe this one over here, this one. It's going to specifically make matter balls. And I think this is the most efficient way. I can make this more efficient by putting another growth accelerator on top of the seeds that go in here. But the problem with this is, as you can see, a 9x9 area completely covered in growth accelerators is going to be over 81 growth accelerators, because not only will it be completely covered, but the edges will also have growth accelerators. So that's a lot. I'm not sure I have the resources to make that. I got 1,000 growth accelerators in here though, so not bad. So these matter balls are used for a lot of recipes, but also so are singularities. And singularities take, was it 250,000 items as opposed to 256? And I'll show you guys why I need to make these farms even more efficient than they already are. So I have a lot of items in here. I'm just not going to need this glowstone, period. Let me take some of this glowstone out and I'll show you. If I throw the glowstone in here, there's, what, 9 stacks of glowstone? I get 2 matter balls. So just be nice if I could automate this, especially when I need to make a singularity. A singularity takes 4,000 stacks. And so if we're going to end up crafting that at some point, we're going to need an automatic way of doing it, because I'm not doing that manually. So that's where this farm area comes in. So off camera, I'll get all the resources necessary to make that, so then I can just do like a really cool time lapse. But let's get my bees here. Okay, so we need our redstone bee and our blue banded bee in order to make a lapis bee. There's our redstone, and there is the blue banded bee. Give me the lapis. Hey, let's freaking go. We have so many bees. So cool. So yeah, we actually got a lot of bees in this episode. It was kind of nice to branch off and do some of the other ones instead of just going through here. Yeah, we're going to have to stop at Lapis. We won't be able to keep going anymore until we beat the Ender Dragon, which might be still a couple episodes down the road. So yeah, these might just be the bees we're working with for now, but that's okay because I'm getting mushrooms and gas tiers automatically, which I wasn't doing before, so that's pretty nice. I already got 31 gas tiers. What about mushrooms? All right, we're doing pretty good. Prosperity, we're up to 1,400 now. All right, cool. So they generate pretty slow, but they still generate nonetheless. I'm going to need to make some glass here. So yeah, as far as the bees go, that's going to wrap up the episode there. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of chaotic episode. Again, in the next episode, we'll make a really cool time lapse of me building up this farm. And it's going to be chunk loaded the whole time. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool. We'll pump out like hundreds of thousands of items an hour. So yeah, I hope you guys stick around for that episode, and I'll see you guys there. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.